Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry and I'm a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So thank you for joining me and welcome. Today's reading, the focus is going to be, I'm trying to think about how I want to word this. Trump's retribution is kind of what I want to look at, but I want to look at it from a little bit different point of view. You know, I think the biggest question that everybody has in general is like, why? Okay, WTF followed by why. Like, what the and why is he doing this? Why is he hurting small businesses? Why is he the immigration and the even told little Sarah Huckaboo down there in Arkansas, no, you don't get FEMA money. Why? Like, why? And as I was thinking about that, and he keeps talking about retribution. This is the retribution. This is the revenge. He's taking, all of this out on his enemies, his political enemies. And so I started thinking about that, and I was thinking about how he has been very vocal. He does not like his supporters. He thinks they're trash. I don't even know how else to say. That's not me. That is, everything that's being reported. Whenever you hear him say things like, I love the uneducated. MAGA, that was not a compliment. He says, I don't need your vote. Okay, he doesn't have any respect for his base, leaving them out in freezing temperatures to walk, if you just, I can't even list all of them. It's also horrendous about how he just treats even just his supporters. So how do you think he's going to treat, a registered Democrat? If he's going to do that to his supporters, what's he, and so I kind of want to look at that. And then the other thing that I have been getting is this idea of the election interference. So if all roads lead to the Tower Cart, and I have said I'm probably going to be referencing that a lot, I am wondering if he knows he did not win this election and that he is punishing the American people because he knows he didn't win. And if you start thinking of it like that, it's like some of this stuff starts making more sense. Why is he hurting small business? Why is he, I have the, tourism video coming out. I'm not sure what order I'm going to be posting those. Just why is he hurting red states, blue states? I mean, I know why he's hurting blue states. I mean, supposedly, I don't live in a blue state, but, yeah, I'm just, but, a close neighboring, I neighbor Arkansas, so we do get the Arkansas news. And it's like, you said no to little Huckaboo? Yes, that's what we call her. And so I kind of am wondering, like, is the American people part of his retribution and revenge tour? Because that would make sense. Why would he, exclude us from that? So I just kind of want to do a base reading into that. And then I may, kind of check in with that election interference. Like, are we, because I'm hearing kind of some more rumblings about that as well. I think a lot of us are real hesitant about that because of everything that he has said. So, and that's another thing. If projection and confession is his MO, then why would we exclude him screaming about how the 2020 election was stolen? Okay, so because he knows that there was election interference on his side, on the Republican side. So this is kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge of, different things I want to look at, but it's kind of all under the same umbrella of retribution. Okay. So maybe a little bit different reading, kind of where I want to go with this. We'll see what comes up and I will go from there. So the first thing I kind of want to look at is the American people, like, is this part of his thing? Like, is that why he's just being so horrendous to the American people, that he knows we did not vote for him. He did not win the popular vote, and, 3 times, and that is why he's doing what he's doing. Okay. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. I have not, I thought about this, and sometimes I will do, kind of like pre-readings for myself just to see if I'm on the right track. I have not done a pre-reading for myself on this. Okay. So you're getting this just as I'm getting this. So yeah, just kind of want to look at, if he's all hell bent on revenge, is the American people part of it? Is the American people part of his revenge? And he's saying he doesn't care about prices going up. Kids don't need toys. You get $2 and 1 pencil, or 5 5 pencils? $2 and 5 pencils, whatever it was. But that's all you get. Okay, so it's crazy. Trying to make sense of the crazy. This is smash and grab. He's grifting and trying to take everything he can. This is my fox is loose in the hen house. So has he thought as far as, revenge against the American people? No, he's thought about how can I take whatever it is I want. Okay. Now, and if the American people get caught up in that, he doesn't care. Okay. The challenge, Page of Pentacles. This is, pages are messages. Pentacles is going to be, money, security, stability. And so these messages of stability and security, and that we can't trust that. We can't trust what he is saying, because he's taking these things from the American people. He's taking that, think about, we're sitting here going, are the shelves going to be empty? Can we, are we going to be able to afford things? Honestly, I bought an extra pair of shoes for my son just in case he needs them. We have been looking at what clothes do we have? What do we need? And so that's kind of like, and this is all because of the tariffs, all because of what he's doing to the American people. Okay. Our options, how are we going to navigate this? I'm kind of getting like, the feeling I'm getting with this, because I was asking, is hurting the American people part of his revenge, tour thing that, that he's doing? Exacting that revenge on his political enemies. Is the American people part of that? And it's like he's stealing our security for, and looking at like all the ways he can do this. So, let's see what else. Past experiences. Yes. Traditionally, this has always just been my yes card. I've kind of had to tweak that a little bit. So this is a lot of pages here. 2 pages. Emotions. And once again, taking, stealing, that 7 of Swords here, our security, and just our security, and how that makes us feel. 2 pages here. 2 of wands, 2 wands here. So yeah, a lot of this unbalanced partnership, really, between us. The American president should be supporting the American people. This one is not. Okay. Recent influences. Yeah, he does not care 1 iota about the American people. Whenever people show you who they are, believe them. He doesn't care. And he has said that. I don't care about if prices go up. I don't care about the voters. I don't care. That is right there, front and center for him. He doesn't care. And the potential is, what more can he get away with? Okay. What more revenge can he take? So, what's up here? With what I'm getting with this, it's not so much, on his list of enemies. Oh, God, that's all crooked. On his list of enemies, still got that. Oh, sorry. On his list of enemies, is the American people on there? I don't know. I mean, does he care that he's hurting the American people? No, he does not care. Okay. And he has said that. I mean, he's just come right out and said, I don't care. So if doing what he wants hurts the American people, that's fine with him. Okay. So Is he specifically doing things to hurt the American people? Like, if I do this, those tariffs, I think, yeah, he doesn't care about small businesses. I've kind of wondered, like if you don't have small businesses, all you have are the oligarchs, but the oligarchs are realizing that he's costing them money too. So it's like this feeling of just the most important thing to him is the grift and the smash and grab. What can I get away with? What can I do? And I don't care who I hurt along the way. That's the really strong feeling I'm getting from all of this. So, the second part of this that I was wanting to look at is in this revenge, smash and grab tour thing, and this projection and confession that he's always doing. And he, the biggest scream that he's got is about how he won the election. He won the election. I am curious about, do we need to also look at this election as part of that, that projection and confession? Okay. The very things that he screams about are the things that his campaign and his administration is doing. Do we need to also be looking at including the election in that possibility of his rantings about, the election was stolen? Is this projection and confession on his part when it comes to the election? Okay. And projection and confession, this balance, and I see too, and I was saying projection and confession. Projection, the emotions, and confession. So here's what I did. I thought it and I did it, and I'm going to project that. So I could see that, that could absolutely be within this card. Temperance is just, like the balancing of two things. Okay. I'm saying one thing and I'm doing another. So, or, I'm saying it and then I'm doing it. Just this balance approach going forward. And if we see the lower energy of this and his erratic behavior of, this is what he does. This is his MO. Okay. Well, the challenge, our country, and the Nine of Pentacles is that, I just see this as our country. The wealthy woman, okay? And this needing a more balanced approach going forward, which we don't have. It is very out of balance now. Okay, everything, anyway, we've seen the news. We've looked outside. We know what the forecast is. Okay, our options, how are we going to go forward? And I'm seeing, a lot of twos coming up here about, balance, needing balance, needing balance. I'm going to keep coming back to that projection and confession. Did he steal the election? Happy home. People coming together with this. Things coming, our recent influences. He's doing this to stay out of jail. I mean, this, you get the Four of Wands and the Four of Swords here. And this was either, I'm either going to be in the White House or I'm going to be in jail. And I have, my options are, do I, go to a higher energy and actually run a fair race, or do I choose a lower energy and do I steal the election? And so I'm seeing this all about, and then you come back here, choices. He had choices to make for his own security because he knew he was going to jail. He could rather be in the White House. Wow. And the outcome here is so much disappointment. And that the truth is there. Okay. Yes. Wow. I wasn't expecting that to be quite that. Wow. Okay. So let me just take a moment here with this. I'm going to take a moment with this. I wasn't expecting it to come out quite that just visible. Because before, like the election interference alliance, I will link it in the description. And they go through the swing states and how there's consistencies and the inconsistencies and what their data is showing. Okay, I'm not going to rehash that here, That's going to be, I'm going to put, I'll link that for you guys to watch. But if you think about this projection and confession, and that all he does is scream about the election being stolen. And he's done it so much that now, if the Democrats say, "Oh no, this was stolen," then it makes it sound like we're just playing at their level. But what I'm saying is we need to have the evidence. Yes, these cards, it can say that the election was stolen until the cows come home, and that's great. But until we have the evidence, and that's going to be that piece, okay, that is going to make it different, because they had no evidence. They had zero evidence. They just, screamed it from the mountaintops. And they lost in court, what was it, 60 times. What this is showing is that, yes, he had choices to make. He could either be in the White House or he could go to jail. That was, happy home or jail. That was these two cards here. And that, he wasn't going to go to jail. And so, so that's what we're looking for, is the evidence. So my next question is going to be, is there going to be undeniable evidence coming out that would bring this, hopefully to a halt, to this administration, to a stop? Okay. So how are we doing on time? Okay, doing good. Are we going to get, and this is what I'm hearing. Yes, he did. Yes, the election was stolen, but the evidence is there. So this is kind of what I'm building on for this next round of readings is yes. Okay. And real quick, I just want to do this real quick because I have a feeling this could be a short that I pull out, is that Trump had choices to make, and he was either going to go to jail or go to jail or go to the White House. And he absolutely chose, the security of the White House, and that, yes, there was manipulation in this, and now we're waiting for the evidence. Okay. So evidence. Are we going to be getting the evidence? And I'm building this next one on this 5 of Cups here. Are we going to be getting the evidence that, in fact, this was stolen? That they manipulated it, whatever, that there was nefarious input into our election, in the 2024 election. Are we going to be getting that evidence? And with getting that evidence, Ace of Cups, yes. Okay. A emotional offering of evidence. Okay. Our cup floweth over. I'm going to show you guys this card. Our cup floweth over. Okay. That's what that card is. Okay. And the challenge is bringing it out into the light. The challenge is that this is being kept from the American people right now. And so how are we going to break free from that? How is that going to come forth? Okay. So right now the challenge is we're waiting for that evidence to come out. Okay. And I'm wondering if this isn't going to be from several different sources. Like we get a little trickle here and then someone else goes, oh yeah, this is all the evidence we have. So I'm kind of wondering, about that. Our options, the energy coming in here. Oh yeah, the devil. Yes. Yes, there was absolutely something nefarious. Yes, the truth is out there. Okay. The truth is 100% out there. It's being kept from us right now. And past experience, the root of this is, yes, things hidden, things up in the air. This is a card of, it's a crapshoot. Okay, that is going to be just the brief summary. This is like a lot of options, things up in the air. It could be, like things are not as they seem. That's going to be a lower energy reading for this. Smoke and mirrors is another lower energy reading for this. And especially if it's going to come up after, the devil card, we're going to read the lower energy of this. So yes, there is absolutely nefarious things going on in our election. Okay. And I'm wanting to know, is it coming, is it going to come to light? Recent influences. Oh my, the Tower card. Okay. I may have to pause this reading just for a moment because I was not expecting the Tower. I was not expecting the Tower card. All roads lead to the Tower card. This I keep saying, I keep doing the readings and I keep asking, like, what is that thing? And I kind of feel like it's not just one thing. It's like all of this stuff is like this crescendo to an event. And I'm wondering if this isn't that event, that this is what's coming out. And wow. And I will say that for it to be the Tower card that I'm seeing, that this is undeniable evidence. I mean, we're talking like videotape, audio tape, confirmed it is not AI. I mean, now, diehard MAGA, they won't believe it. Whatever, don't care. But the rest of the majority of people, it will be undeniable. Okay. Okay. And now the outcome from here, the potential. So, yeah, we've got the Tower card that's going to be coming up with this. And this is this is a card of being weary and needing a break, needing a moment. This country has been through so much, and if you look at just for the past 10 years, honestly, ever since he rode down that stupid escalator and called Mexicans, rapists and murderers. I mean, I thought that would have been the end of it right then and there, but no, it wasn't. So this country has been through so much, and it's got to come to an end. And so the Nine of Wands is also, this is the card right before the 10, and the 10 is a completion. Like tens are completing that journey. So this is telling me that we're close. Okay, just around the corner. That's a joke between me and my husband about just around the corner. So yeah, this is yeah, we're almost there. This is like gearing up, taking that rest before that final battle. And I really think this is kind of where we are now. So let me just ask. Time and tarot, we know it's hard. So what can we look for? What are going to be signs of all roads lead to the Tower card? No. But yeah, that kind of that feeling of, since time and tarot is really difficult, I've learned that we can kind of get around it by asking, like, what are things we need to look for? Like, what are things that are going to be telling us signs that we're getting ready to have, this evidence come out? Okay. What is it that we need to look for? And kind of that timing in tarot as well. Time, things that we need to look for. Just 3 cards on that. Okay, so with that, do one more shuffle. Okay, with that, the time and kind of things we need to look for. Oh, Mad King Don. Okay, very first thing here. Mad King Don, erratic behavior, like crazy. Like the crazy's been upped, and things come to an end, like an end. Expect more erratic behavior from him. That's kind of what I'm feeling like. And I'm going to come back here. Remember, let me pick up some of these cards. Whenever I said that this evidence is being blocked from us, I think that he's actually going to get wind of this first. And we're going to start seeing some really erratic, crazy, like, you thought it was crazy now. We haven't seen anything yet. And the reason I say that, lower energy of this card is going to be erratic behavior. This is kind of my erratic racing off into, the wild blue yonder without even, without giving it a moment's thought. And so you couple these together, and then you've got the Tower card, with this, from the previous round here that I was reading. This was just clarification. So yeah, you've got, just even more, like, if I'm going down, I'm taking the whole ship down with me. I'm taking everybody with me. That's the feeling I'm getting here. So, watch. Let me just ask when. And as I said, with this 9 and 10, I think we're getting to this sooner rather than later. So with this, I'm just going to ask 3 cards. When? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to ask the tarot when. Give me some time here. And that 7, here, time, 4 weeks, 1 month. The people rise up. And we also have, I'm recording this on Monday the 12th. In a month, we've got those No Kings protests. So I'm kind of wondering if within the next 4 to 5 weeks, Okay, that's gonna be, we're gonna get some stuff coming out with that. So yeah, I'm getting this is sooner rather than later. Expect more erratic behavior from him, and that's going to be kind of our sign whenever it's like, I mean, we thought it was erratic. Now the feeling I'm getting, like with the Tower card, is like every news story I get, I'm like, is this the one? Is this the one? Is this the one? I get the feeling like we'll know it. And that it's going to, you keep hearing like things are going to get worse. And I mean, that's the political pundits are saying that things are going to get worse. Okay, you got a tarot reader here that's like, with what I'm seeing here, I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I think that we're coming to the end of the crazy train right here. So, you know, I may be misinterpreting these cards, but I will say that if there has been election interference, we need to see the evidence of that. I'm not going to, until we have evidence, we're not going to just run out there saying, oh yeah, the election was stolen. No, if it was, we need to see the evidence. And what this is saying is that if that evidence is out there, we are going to be seeing it. Okay, so I just want to clarify that to make sure that we're all on the same page here. We are not out there just running our mouths, we're saying if there is evidence, we need to see that evidence, and then the appropriate action can be taken. Okay, so that's what I got today with that kind of I feel like so many of these readings are a little bit different reading. Looking at, are we part of his revenge tour? Is this going to be, is there going to be evidence coming out, bringing this kind of crazy train to an end? So very interesting times. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Hit like, subscribe. I'm going to have some other videos. I keep saying I probably should just put that all roads lead to the Tower card reading just as a permanent fixture, whichever side it's on up there. So because I have a feeling I'm going to be referencing it quite a bit. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, thanks. And I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.